the Commonwealth than our Secretary of Health and Human Services, Marylou Sudders. She is the smartest one I ever did know. But more than smart, the Talmud says the highest form of wisdom is kindness. She is the highest form of wisdom, who cares so deeply because she sees so clearly. Marylou, I'm embarrassed to say I only have a plaque for you when your name really should be written in the big blue sky for all you are and all you do and do and do. No pressure, no diamonds. So thank you for this gem. Amen, Marylou.
Greetings, everybody. So actually what I said to the mayor was that the next time he posts a post laureate for the city of Boston, he doesn't have to look any farther than Jonathan Scott, right? And I'm so grateful to the mayor for so many things, but one is to be between me and Jonathan in the speaking order. So it's a privilege to be here today in front of this red door in this extraordinary hope for recovery. I want to thank the mayor for his reminding me that we've been together for 20 years. So we started together when we were both 5, of course, on a path of really, when he was a state legislator, there was no issue more important to our now great mayor when he was a state representative, sitting at his table talking about how to get someone access to treatment. We would talk about housing, we would talk about lots of other things, but we were up on that little 5th floor office of his. Yep. We would sit up there, and he and I, when I was Commissioner of Mental Health, he would be focused on the needs of whoever had just called him and what could he do to get someone into treatment, whatever that treatment was. And so this is a man, when people say what was his first, second, or third year was, this is a person who just cares deeply, not about every neighborhood in the city of Boston, but about every person who lives in this great city. And so for that, Mr. Mayor. So for once, I'm going to talk a little slowly for people who know me, in hopes of that big black car sort of pull up for my boss, the governor, to get here. But on a more serious note, the fact that the governor and the mayor sit together on these issues, and I look out in the crowd and see Crystal Cornegie and Sheila Dillon sitting together, really talks about how well this administration works with the city of Boston on so many issues, and in particular, the opioid epidemic. I was just a newly minted secretary, not exactly sure what the job description was. I'm still not sure I know what the job description is, because every day somebody says to me something and I say, really? I do that? But on a more important, serious note, I think it was 1 week into being secretary when Jonathan was in my office, devastated by the closing of Long Island Shelter. And what could we do? And I think at that point he wanted me to get platoon boats or something and really talk about reopening with boats in the middle of winter. And I kept thinking about ice flows and things, and I wasn't really sure that was part of my job description as secretary, like hiring boats. But it was really the devastation of losing access to services and treatment for everyone who had been served on Long Island, even if it was sort of far away from the city's eyes. And we sat there together with Secretary Ash and folks from the city to really talk about what the city and the state could do to reopen all the beds that were lost. So I'm proud to stand here today and to say that with the opening of this extraordinarily beautiful, beautiful physical space that offers hope and recovery and treatment, we have now replaced all the beds that were lost with the closing of Long Island Shelter. And I know that feels like a long time for people. It's 2.5 years, and I actually, as I was driving to work, I heard Jonathan's melodious voice coming out of my dashboard on WBUR saying that it often takes up to 5 years to open a program such as this. So I know it feels like it's been a long time in coming, but it's been 2.5 years, and so it's a good time in coming by being here today. I also want to just pick up on something the mayor said, and that is the journey of recovery. So I have a family member who, and I sort of got outed by a reporter at a private speaking event last summer. So I have a family member who I rushed to their house in New Jersey to experience them being Narcaned back from an overdose last summer. And I was with her this past weekend, and she thanked me for saving her life. And what I said to her was, I didn't save her life. She saved her life. I opened a door. It wasn't a red door, but I opened the door at the time that she was extraordinarily needy, obviously, for treatment. And then after she said I jailed her, I told her I'm holding on to that text, but that she allowed herself to get treatment for her addiction. And I can stand here today and tell you that she is in the early stages of recovery. She is putting her life back together. She's getting the treatment and the supports that she needs to be well. And that is what this extraordinary place has to offer. It opens the door to treatment and recovery and the opportunity to heal and get on with people's lives. So with that, this administration will always stand with this community in finding healing for individuals, because we also know that behind almost all addictions also underlies a mental health condition, anxiety or depression, and we need to bring those systems together so that when people heal from their addictions, it opens up, I'll take that ice cream. It opens up that opportunity for really full health. So Jonathan, we will always stand with you. I'm always grateful to be between you and the mayor. But today is a day about celebration and hope in this great city and the great Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And it's also acknowledgement of how much more we need to do together to really end this epidemic of opioids and to heal people from underlying mental health conditions. Thank you so very much for having me.